Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video I want to share with you a cute but freaky Halloween nail design, and I think you're gonna love it. So if you want to see how I created it, then just keep on watching this video. Don't forget to comment down below what else you want to see from me, and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Okay, let's get straight into the video.
I'm always doing the most, finish my cup and reload. Let it swing right back, let it swing right back.
Hi guys, so don't forget to check the description box down below. I will link all of the products and everything there, so if you are interested in any of that, then yeah, check the description box. I've started off and I've applied the natural easy tips to my practice hand, and I'm coming in and just trimming them down so we got a nice kind of long coffin, tapered coffin shape or ballerina. And I just love this shape so much, and I love how easy the easy tips are to create this shape. They are stunning. I'm using toasted rose cover powder, which is one of my absolute favourites. I don't know why I'm holding the pot and showing you the inside, because it really doesn't show the true colour payoff, but here it is in use. It's such a beautiful warm toned cover powder and I love using it. I'm just applying that to this nail and making sure to work in nice beads. You can work in large beads if you prefer that, or smaller beads. Just do what you are comfortable with. The main concern that you should have when you are applying beads is to get in the consistency correct. If you have it too wet or too dry, you can cause product breakdown, or you might just find it hard to apply and keep the product controlled. But yeah, I hope everyone is okay and doing well and enjoying just, I don't know, I suppose staying in and getting cozy. We've had the fire on so much already. It's been raining and cold and I just love being warm. So I live for kind of colder days, but I'm deciding that I don't like the rain anymore. I used to not really bother, but I'm not a fan. I don't mind it being cold, so I can wrap up in like 5 hoodies, you know what I'm saying, getting cozy, the fire on and everything. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the rain anymore. I used to love it, like I said, but now I just leg it every time, like, see ya. I know some people love the rain so freaking much. But yeah, that was a bit of a random one, especially when the sun is shining outside. It's still freezing, may I add. But yeah, I'm going to be using this acrylic, which is a premix glitter acrylic. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to add some kind of red, deep blood kind of colour, but still be pretty. And I thought that this one was perfect for that, because I wanted to be like spooky glam. So I thought, yeah, the perfect one. And I'm just applying that to the free edge of the nail, making sure to move it around to where I want it. The brush that I'm using is the Rainbow Aqua brush. I like to use them in sizes 10 and 12, so whatever you prefer size wise, that's the one for you, I guess. Yeah, moving this around, I'm happy with that. I think it looks glamorous, it's beautiful. I was kind of definitely making this up as I went along, as always, but I wanted to make something wearable that was still super spooky. I didn't do the thumbnail on this, however, if I was to do this on like my nails for Halloween or a client's, I would definitely do the eye on the thumb as well, or multiple eyes, just to make it extra spooky. I mean, imagine going to grab your drink or get some snacks and like you've got eyes on your nails. People would be just like, what? Like, that would be so freaky. I'm coming in now with Soft White, which is our new core powder. We've worked super hard to bring this and formulate it, and it's absolutely glorious to work with. It's a very muted, it's a soft white with, like I said, a very muted undertone of pink. I hope that makes sense. If you do purchase it and you get it, you'll kind of see what I mean. It's just a really beautiful colour. but I'm using it on this nail to create a baby boomer. And with the formulation that we've come up with, look how beautiful that blend is. Like, that was so effortless. I just love how it works. I love how pretty it is, how subtle it is. You could have a full set of this and top coat it and it would just look stunning. But yeah, I'm coming in with Toasted Rose at the cuticle area, and I'm just blending that down the nail, making sure that I'm producing a pretty ombre or baby boomer. Moving on to the middle finger, I'm coming in and applying Toasted Rose to the free edge. And then I'm going to work it up the nail, because this is going to be a complete nail of Toasted Rose, because it's going to be the base for the spooky eyeball. I'm coming on to the ring finger, and I'm just using that glitter acrylic. I'm just placing it on the nail and then moving it around to where I want it, sort of like swooped across the nail, just to give a little bit of interest, but also to tie in the glitter throughout the set. I didn't just want it on one finger. Now I'm coming in with the Nailmate Crystal Clear Acrylic, and I'm going to be encapsulating all of the nails, making sure that the strength and the structure is absolutely on point. Of course, I don't need to cap the Toasted Rolls that are just plain, because they are core powders. We haven't got any glitter to protect or anything like that, so just the ones with the glitter. And if I just had the ombre, I would still cap that as well, just to protect the blended area. So I fouled and buffed everything off of camera, and now I'm coming in and we're going to do the spooky eyeball, which I am so excited for. It looks so freaky and I love how it turned out. I'm using Nailmate Blizzard White Acrylic, and I'm picking up a medium to large bead, and I'm draining out the liquid from the back of my brush, making sure that the bead is drier than normal so that it will hold its shape. Placing it on the nail and just allowing it to level, and just tucking around the sides to keep it in an eyeball shape. So these three colours I'm going to be using to do the design on my eyeball, and I decided on green because I thought, why the heck not? I was going to do a red eye and I was like, no, that's going to be too much red, but it would be pretty cool because it'd look a bit freaky. Yellow would also look pretty cool as well. Excuse me. Anyway, I've just popped some of those onto the palette, and I'm using the Nail Mate double-sided detailer brush to add the details to my eyeball. So now the acrylic has set, I'm going to come in with the Avocado green acrylic, and I'm just using the detailer brush to draw a circle and fill it in as well. Once I've done that, I'm going to cure it in the light, and then we can move on to the black. So I've finished adding the black and I've cured that in the light, and then I'm going to come in with a dotting tool. These are the 5-piece dotting tool set from my website, which I'll link, as I said, down below. And I'm just going to use that with the white gel and add 2 dots to be the highlights on the eyes. I think adding things like this just create those details and make things look a little bit more realistic than if you didn't. And it just makes it look just popping. It really just adds that extra pizzazz. And then I decided, how can I make it a bit more spooky? This is literally just going to look like an eye on a nail, and I need a bit more spookiness. So I decided to use the Poppy Red gel polish and just add that around the edge, and then come in with some of the Safe Scrub, which is the cleanser, and just kind of smoosh it into the red areas before curing, and it kind of created like bloodshot red veins. And once I was happy with that, I then came in with a bit more of the red gel and actually painted on some very fine kind of veiny bloodshot eyeball-y things, which I thought looked like banging. It literally made it just look super spooky, and I love how they turned out. Now that I've finished applying the red veins, or when I've finished, I haven't quite finished as you can see, I do go ahead and cure that in the light for 30 to 60 seconds. And then I'm going to come in with super gloss and top coat the eyeball, because we want that super glossy and shiny and looking wet. Once I've finished applying the super gloss to the eyeball part, I'm going to come in and just cure that for a full 60 seconds, and then we can start working on our top eyelid and our bottom eyelid to enclose the eyeball. Of course you can leave it like that looks cute and a bit freaky obviously as it is, but I really wanted it to become a part of the nail and really look even more freaky, if it possibly could. So I came in with some more toasted rose. I used the same method, so I picked up a medium to large bead, drained out as much liquid as I could from the back of the brush. I let it sit on my brush a minute just so that it wasn't super runny, and then I'm pressing it and patting it into position, as you can see, just over the eye. And then I'm going to blend it up the nail so that it wasn't kind of looking as if it was just placed on the nail, because I wanted it to become a part of it. And then I'm wiping off my brush and just making sure to form that shape that I wanted. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is kind of a freaky nail design, so however it turns out, I'm sure it's going to still look freaky, which is the fun part of doing creative sets like this. I'm just pushing up with the tip of my brush, as you can see, underneath, and kind of lifting slightly on that eyelid to make it look a bit more effective, a bit more kind of 3D, and just make it pop a little bit more. I'm then turning my brush, and as you can see, I'm pressing it along the top of that lid, and I'm just creating a bit of a dented area as such, and that's just going to make it look like it's got a lip, like a bit of an eyelidy kind of thing. I just wanted to add more detail but wasn't sure how. I didn't want to paint anything on afterwards or add any blood, so I decided that to create it with the acrylic as I'm working would be a better way to add that detail. Moving on to the bottom eyelid, I'm going to be doing the same again. So I'm just working that product on and moving it into position. And as long as you get the correct ratio of powder to liquid, you will have no problems at all moving it around. If you find that your product is just running in everywhere, it's taking ages for you to control, or it's just too dry and it's not moving and it's falling to pieces, then you need to pick up another bead. It's not right for what you're working with and what you're trying to create. It should be easy to move around and simple to kind of push into position. And if you are working with, excuse me, I've got a bit of a dry tickly cough there. If you are working with a quality system and one that has high quality powders, then you should find that it's quite easy to get the correct ratio. Now that I've finished and I am happy with my spooky eyeball, I'm going to come in, I'm just in case anyone was wondering what I did there, I just cleared away any acrylic residue that had maybe a bit of that powder off the eyeball, because I want that clean and shiny and glossy. So just a top note as well to clean up after yourself if you notice anything somewhere where it shouldn't be. Okay, coming in with super gloss, I'm top coating all of the nails, and I top coat. Did I top coat? Yeah, I top coated around my eyeball. Initially I was going to leave it, but I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because I think it even looked more spookier with a top coat on. It kind of made everything blend in and seamless together. You could, of course... Wow, that dry throat keeps coming back. I need to get a cup of tea. I'm going to go and do that once I finish this. You could also add a matte top coat, which would look fine as well. But yeah, this is the final look. I think it's still classy, it's still cute, but it's spooky as hell. I love how it turned out, and I'm excited that this is my first Halloween nail look of 2021. I'm going to be working on some more, so I hope you guys are excited. Give this video a thumbs up if you loved it. Comment down below and share it as well. If you try this out, tag me and let me know. I love to see your creations. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, please remember that you are bomb.com, lit as fuck, and don't ever let anybody tell you any different, because you've got this and I love you. Mwah. Bye.